Din, the goddess of power. Nehru, the goddess of wisdom. Furor, the goddess of courage. Din, with her strong flaming arms, she cultivated the land and created red earth. Nehru poured her wisdom onto the earth and gave the spirit of law to the world. Furor, with her rich soul, produced all life forms who would uphold the law. But where does Hylia fit into this? Leave a comment saying you wish to enter for a chance for a $10 code at Verve. Ever since Skyward Sword unveiled a whole new entity for us Zelda lovers of the game, not the fictional character, I hope, it's raised a conundrum for theorists into the question of deities in the Zelda universe. Who is Hylia, and who is she in relation to the Golden Goddesses? Just some other goddess entrusted to the Triforce? The goddess of time mentioned in Majora's Mask? Or something else entirely? Let's find out. A lot of what we know from Hylia comes from her titular game, Skyward Sword. Before the game even takes place, she guards the ultimate power that was handed down by the gods of old. After demonic forces rise from the earth, Hylia creates Skyloft to protect the humans, and with the races of the earth, works to seal the Demon King into the earth as the imprisoned. So in this Hyrulean pantheon, to call it, the old gods are the Golden Goddesses, and they created the Triforce, but tasked Hylia with protecting it. And it's noteworthy, in Skyward Sword, the goddess statue itself holds the Sky Keep, a dungeon that literally guards the pieces of the Triforce in their various rooms. In the events that follow of Skyward Sword, the Skyloft residents seem to worship the goddess statue, but don't know its actual name. Thus, the legend of the three Golden Goddesses themselves have fallen into obscurity, while the residents of Skyloft continue to worship the goddess statue. That is until Zelda, with Hylia's memories restored in her, unveils the full story of the Triforce to Link. Oh yeah, by the way, Zelda is the mortal reincarnation of the goddess Hylia. With this knowledge, Zelda says it's impossible to know the true reason why the old gods created the Triforce. The gods created the Triforce, yet they specifically designed it so that their own kind could never use its own power. Somehow, I think that may have been their way of giving hope to all the mortal beings of the land. And in this quote, we face a few contradictions already. This does away with the notion that the Triforce was simply a byproduct of the Golden Goddesses, as implied by the Ocarina of Time's Deku Tree's explanation. In that scenario, the Triforce is simply the point at which the goddesses left for the heavens, and its resting place became the sacred realm. Perhaps, then, it was not the Golden Goddesses who tasked Hylia with looking after the Triforce, but rather other people. The Skyward Sword prologue makes an interesting distinction by saying that the Triforce was handed down by the gods of old, but the Old Ones gave it to the goddess for her to protect. As the prologue speaks of the Old Ones, it shows many people bowing in prayer to the Triforce, offering it up to Hylia. Perhaps then the Triforce was not bestowed by the goddesses, but rather by man. In addition, these ancient people praying to the Triforce could in fact be those who created the sword resistant to magic, the Master Sword, as told in A Link to the Past. In this time, the Hyruleans and the Seven Sages created a sacred blade, but could find no one to wield it, thus leading the sages and the knights of Hyrule to seal away Ganon. This creates another conundrum because the sword Link finds in the goddess statue has an unknown creator, the ancient sages or Hylia herself. Well, Hylia certainly created Phi, and there's an important distinction. Phi, the magical spirit who aids the hero, is part of what gives the Master Sword its magical properties. In this interpretation, then, the people could have made the sword themselves, while Phi was simply a creation of the goddess Hylia. Back to the Triforce, something interesting to remember is that the goddesses themselves could not use the power of the Triforce. Considering Hylia never could use the Triforce herself, she's clearly of the same kind of deity as the Golden Goddesses. Perhaps a lesser version, but she certainly shares similarities. Demise, on the other hand, is interesting in that he sought after it and tried to claim the Triforce. Could there then be a demigod aspect to Demise, or is just being a demon different enough to give him the ability to harness the Triforce? Many aspects of Demise would lead one to believe he is the opposite of Hylia. Consider Girahim in the Dark Master Sword. Phi is to Link as Girahim is to Demise, an empowerment to their sword and giving it magical properties. Demise must have created him in response to the creation of the Master Sword and Phi. Anyway, at the beginning of this video, I posited the idea that Hylia may be the goddess of time mentioned in Majora's Mask. What evidence is there to support this? Well, for one thing, Hylia seems to have two powers that she can play with overall, and that is the power of life and the power of time. And some creation aspects, she made Skylaugh after all. But the power of life is seen by her creation of Phi, the spirit in the Master Sword that guides Link. With regards to time, Hylia seems to have the ability to see into the future and peer into the biography of the hero. Furthermore, in Breath of the Wild, Hylia somehow has the ability to keep these ancient monks alive for at least a century, and keep Link alive that long as well. Also, remember the stasis ability that's in the Sheikah Slate. For this reason, as Hylia would watch after many incarnations of Link, even the hero of time would be watched after in his travels in another dimension, Termina. For more on this, check out the fuller article on the Hyrulean Pantheon, written by Wolfess. So in summary, who is Hylia? She is another goddess underneath the ancient goddesses of yore, but an important one nonetheless, whose blood reincarnated into the royal family. You guys remember Crunchyroll? Well, they've got something new for you called Verve. Try it out now on Xbox, PlayStation, iOS, or Android by clicking the link in the description. Now you can watch all your favorite anime like Attack on Titan Season 2, or Dragon Ball Super, my personal favorite, dubbed or subbed in 1080p HD quality through Crunchyroll and Funimation. Both available on Verve. Additionally, with the combo pack, you get everything ad-free and some of my favorites like Adam Savage's Tested or Rooster Teeth's RWBY. Crunchyroll subscribers are even able to link their accounts to Verve to watch all Crunchyroll content ad-free. Leave a comment below saying you wish to enter for a chance to win a $10 code for Verve as well. Anyways guys, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe for more videos in the future and check out another video on screen. Have a great day.